Hey, this is Rick Kaselj from exercisesforinjuries.com and fixmywristpain.net. Now, I was letting a Pilates instructor and a boot camp instructor know about my Fix My Wrist Pain program, and a question that they ended up having was a common issue that their Pilates students and boot campers have is wrist pain when they do push-ups. So they asked me if I had any ideas on what their Pilates students and boot campers could do in order to alleviate that pain or get rid of that wrist pain when they're performing push-ups. Now, there's a lot that you can end up doing when it comes to overcoming wrist pain when doing push-ups. And what I end up suggesting you to do, or if you're doing Pilates or boot camp, or if you end up having wrist pain when you're doing push-ups, is I would suggest, number one, to incorporate some self-massage when it comes to your forearms. So if we end up looking at what ends up happening is all of our lives, we've kind of gone from an upright position and now we're moving more and more back into that fetal position. So if you look at the evolution that has happened when it comes to computers, it used to be nice and huge and big. Now they've kind of gotten smaller and smaller and smaller. So we're getting more and more into this wrist forward and collapsed position, and that ends up shortening everything up in the palm, in the wrists, and in the forearm. So we need to loosen that up, and we can loosen that up by taking a ball and kind of self-massaging in that forearm area, in that wrist, and in the hand. So I can end up going up against the wall, I can go into the forearm, and I can increase the density of the ball, or I can increase how much I end up pressing into the ball. So that would be the first thing that I would end up recommending for you to do. The second would end up being looking at wrist stretching. So we've done the self-massage, kind of loosened up the tissue. Now we're going to get better benefit when it comes to the stretching. And what I'm going to get you to end up doing is just a basic like a wrist flexor stretch. I'm going to start with the elbow bent, and I'm going to bring the hand back, and I'm looking for a light stretch in that forearm, the front of the forearm, bringing it back. Now if I don't feel very much, I can straighten out the arm and then go into it, and now I've kind of intensified the stretch. I'm looking for a light stretch. I'm holding for about 20 seconds, and I'm going to do it twice on each side. Now the third thing that I can end up doing, and I'm going to have to step out of the frame in order to grab it, is I can try to get my hand out of that flat position when I'm doing a push-up. So if I add something underneath my hands that'll end up kind of rounding them out, then I can end up doing the push-up better. So I can put something like a full foam roller isn't perfect, but I can end up utilizing like a half foam roller, and that allows my hands to stay a bit curved, and then that'll decrease the wrist pain that I end up having. Other things that work good, dumbbells end up working good, the half foam roller ends up working good, a rolled up towel ends up working good as well. And I've got one more tip, but I'll save that for another video because it's really neat, and I've been utilizing it more and more, and it's really helped out my clients when it comes to the push-up, pain in the wrists when it comes to doing push-ups. But before you end up watching that other video, make sure to try the 3 things that I ended up suggesting when it comes to wrist pain due to push-ups, self-massage, utilizing, I utilized a basic tennis ball that ends up working really good, the wrist stretches, elbow bent and elbow straight, and then having something underneath your hands that allow your hands to kind of curve a little bit will end up decreasing the stress and strain on your wrists and help alleviate wrist pain when doing push-ups. So this is Rick Kaselj from fixmywristpain.net and exercisesforinjuries.com saying take care and bye-bye.